Good day everyone. So today we shall be talking about activity and grant chart. So for this session's objectives, at the end of this session, the student should be able to first connect the work breakdown structure and the activity list, and the second one is create a Gantt chart. So these are the key learning participants are able to take away from the session. So what is work breakdown structure, or the WBS? So basically it organizes and defines the total scope of the project. The project is broken down into hierarchical ordered levels. So the WBS subdivides the work into smaller, more manageable pieces of work, with each descending level of the WBS representing an increasingly detailed definition of the project work. Level 3 represents the most detailed deliverable description. So when creating a WBS, decompose a deliverable into sub-deliverables by project phase. You may include all the project phases or focus on certain areas depending on the scale and complexities of the project, such as approval and scope, design, construction, testing, and implementation. So for additional information, decomposition is the subdivision of project deliverables into smaller, more manageable components until the work and deliverables are defined to work package level. So the work package level 3 is the lowest level in WBS and is the point at which the cost and schedules for the work can reliably estimated. So again, the level of detail for work packages will vary with the size and complexity of the project. For slide 3 is the design. What sub-deliverables are required in terms of design to prepare for the construction? Functional design document, detailed design documents, and request for proposal. Example gracia, interior, design, electrical plans, lighting design. And for slide number 4, construction, what sub-deliverables to be made to contribute to the all delivery. Example gracia, building project, external fencing, street cover or screen, foundation hole, external glazing. Another is school concert project, like tickets, posters, website, band contracts, seats, sponsors, school approvals, etc. And for implementation, what sub-deliverables to be made to manage transition, communication, and execute rollout. Example gracia, restaurant, soft launch event, menu finalization and food tasting, hiring of chefs, hiring and training of crew, press release, website creation, and then blog solicitation. So in the example that you see on your screen, it focuses on some of the project phases and break down the deliverables per level. And for activity planning, each sub-deliverables is a deliverable for that phase. So some deliverables are prerequisites of other deliverables. So list the activities required to achieve the deliverable. Sequence the activities. Electrical plan can only be made when the requirements for lighting and other equipment are documented. So the prerequisite activities, some activities are required before others can be performed, like candidate interviews, selection, offer, onboarding are required before staff training can start. So defining the activities involves identifying the deliverables at the lowest level in the WPS level 3, which is called the work package. So decompose work packages into smaller components called activities to provide a basis for estimating, scheduling, executing, monitoring, and controlling the project work. So documenting the work that is planned to be performed. So this has an example list for an IT or software project. Levels 1 to 3 were identified during the formulation of the WBS. Level 3 or work packages are often broken down into smaller activities. And for number 7, Gantt chart is a tool for graphically presenting deliverables. Activities will have deliverables. Delivery dates can be represented as milestones. For example of deliverables, detailed design document, project plan, test criteria, summary of test results, and communication template. So on this slide, deliverables are the level 2 WBS. For activities. For each large deliverable, one can have preparatory activities, design task, execution, review or testing, and implementation. So example of activities are prepare project plan, validate project plan, get approval, create process maps, and get approval for process maps. So basically, the activities are the level 3 WBS. And for slide number 9, Gantt chart is a tool for graphically presenting scheduling. So start and end dates for various activities. Examples, start as soon as possible, end as soon as possible. Start and end on dates, on fixed dates. Like start 17th of July and end 28th of July. And start after defined date, start after 17th of July. And then resource used for each activity, all full or part-time. For example, activity duration is 2 weeks with resource use 50%. So this can mean that the resource is only available half time. And then after identifying deliverables and subsequent activities, they can use the Gantt chart to establish timelines for each.
Slide 10. In the example where there are 5 activities with varying timelines and different start and end dates, a Gantt chart would visually display each of these activities as horizontal bars and different lengths. The length of each bar represents the duration of the activity, while its position in the chart indicates the start and end of dates. This chart can be better understand the sequence of each activities, allocate resources efficiently, and adjust plans as needed. Slide 11. In the Gantt chart, the critical path can be highlighted in a distinct color like yellow. This makes it easy to see which tasks are critical and the project's completion time. Activities 1 and 5 being shorter than the critical path might indicate that although they are essential, it could be delayed without affecting the project's overall timeline. If activity 5 is one of the critical path, it directly influences the project duration, implying there is no slack for it. Activity 2, 4, and 5 being shorter could indicate that they have some slack except activity 5. It is considering as part of the critical path, meaning they can be complete in the less time than allocated or can start later within the project timeline without delaying the project. Slide 12. Imagine a project where there are first task A is to design a product and the second task B is to build a prototype of that product. Normally, you might wait until the design is fully complete before starting to build the prototype. However, if the task B building the prototype can start as soon as initial design sketches are ready, then building a prototype is considered a lead activity relative to the design tasks. Slide 13. Activity 2 can start before activity 1 is complete. We're describing a situation where activity 2 has a lead time relative to activity 1. Activity 1 and 2 are described as near concurrent or almost simultaneous because due to this overlap, they are happening at almost at the same time, even if they don't start exactly together. Slide 14. Gantt charts allowing for a graphical representation of project schedule. It displays the project timeline. This visualization aids is understanding how tasks are arranged and how they overlap, facilitating better project planning and tracking. If a mid-size application development is scheduled to take 12 months, it can help stakeholders to see this duration in the context of the project's complexity, resource availability, and allowing them to determine if the timeline is reasonable or need adjustment. Slide 15. These are the example of the Gantt chart created using the paid software called MS Project. In the left side, activity description, start and end date, resource doing the work. In the right side, graphical view of activity period, resource name, lines to show critical path, and milestones. Slide 16. For planning and visualizing projects of varying sizes, A Gantt chart is an excellent tool as it allows to see the start and end dates of different tasks. Gantt chart with this level of detail helps in tracking progress, understanding dependencies, and managing resources effectively across different sizes and type of projects. Slide 17. Together, the WBS Gantt chart are essential for detailed project planning and management. The WBS breaks down what needs to be done, while the Gantt chart visualizes when and how tasks will be complete, providing a comprehensive overview of the project's scope, timeline, and resource allocation.